Good day and welcome. There are top 10 headlines today. Here's the details.
First headline: SERAP sues NNPCL over failure to account for missing 22.3 billion naira, $49.7 million, 14.3 million pounds, and 5.2 million euro oil money. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, or SERAP, has taken legal action against the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, or NNPCL, at the Federal High Court in Abuja, accusing the company of failing to account for missing or diverted oil revenues, amounting to 22.3 billion naira, $49.7 million, 14.3 million pounds, and 5.2 million euro oil money, based on findings in the 2022 Auditor General of the Federation's report published in September 2025. SERAP is asking the court to compel NNPCL to fully explain the transactions, disclose how the funds were spent, identify contractors and individuals who received payments, and recover the money if misused. The group says the alleged diversion reflects broader accountability failures at NNPCL, undermines transparency, hampers Nigeria's economic development, traps citizens in poverty, and deprives Nigerians of essential public services, and argues that court intervention is necessary to address entrenched impunity and ensure the funds are returned for the nation's benefit.
Second headline: Tinubu hails Fela as iconic voice of justice after historic Grammy honor. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has praised the late Fela Anikulapo Kuti as a fearless voice of justice and people's champion after the Afrobeat legend was posthumously honored with a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, making him the first African ever to receive the prestigious accolade. Tinubu, in a statement, said Fela was more than a musician, a philosopher of freedom whose music confronted injustice and reshaped global sound, and that his courage, creativity, and conviction defined a generation and continue to inspire people worldwide. He noted that the award affirms Fela's enduring global influence and foundational role in the evolution and impact of African music, with his Afrobeat legacy evident in generations of Nigerian and global artists, and even invoked Yoruba cultural imagery, saying Fela has transcended to a higher plane and is now eternal.
Third headline: IPOB sacks Emma Powerful as spokesman, denounces Monday sit-at-home. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has officially dropped the use of the name Emma Powerful as its spokesman, saying the pseudonym had been abused, misused, and compromised, and now poses risks to the movement's reputation and security. The group's Directorate of State said all authentic IPOB statements must now be issued on official letterhead and signed by the Directorate, and that any release under the name Emma Powerful going forward should not be taken as IPOB's official position. IPOB also denounced claims of a Monday sit-at-home order for February 25, 2026, saying it did not authorize such a lockdown across Biafra territory, distancing itself from reports circulating about the protest directive.
Fourth headline: Reps reject tax law tampering allegations, brand claims sheer mischief. The Nigerian House of Representatives has rejected accusations that the newly passed tax laws were tampered with after legislative passage, calling the claims sheer mischief and misleading. Deputy spokesperson Honorable Philip Agbase said allegations by Senator Ali Nadume that the tax legislation signed by President Tinubu differs from what the National Assembly approved are baseless, stressing that all required legislative processes were followed and that the legislature remains committed to transparency and accountability.
Agbase noted that a committee has been set up to review concerns and cautioned against politicizing the matter or sowing distrust in the institution, saying speculative narratives could distract from efforts to improve Nigeria's tax system.
Fifth headline: Ortom admits error, apologizes to PDP over 2023 governor candidate imposition. Former Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom has publicly admitted making a grave political error by imposing Titus Uba as the People's Democratic Party's governorship candidate for the 2023 election, saying the decision ignored the outcome of an internal mock poll and hurt the party's chances at the polls. Speaking on Sunday at his Makurdi residence while hosting former appointees, Ortom acknowledged that respected party stakeholders warned him the choice would be hard to sell to voters, but he proceeded anyway, later saying he did not consult God before taking that decision and expressing deep regret. He also apologized to other PDP aspirants who led in the mock exercise and urged party members to speak truth to leadership even when uncomfortable. Ortom's apology comes amid efforts to rebuild the PDP's unity and address internal divisions after its defeat in Benue State.
Sixth headline: Obi knocks Tinubu over frequent foreign trips. Former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has taken aim at President Bola Tinubu's frequent foreign travels, saying the number of days the president spends abroad is out of step with Nigeria's deepening domestic crises and contributes to a leadership vacuum at home. Obi pointed out that in January 2026 alone, Tinubu reportedly spent about 23 days on foreign trips across 2 separate visits, including stays abroad shortly after returning to Nigeria, even as security challenges, kidnappings, and other hardships worsened. Obi argued that such prolonged absences send the wrong signal, suggesting that the president is prioritizing international engagements and travel over tackling urgent national problems, and urged a greater focus on governance, security, and socio-economic issues within Nigeria, rather than extended foreign stays. Seventh headline: ADC alleges APC is coercing civil servants into party e-registration. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, has accused the All Progressives Congress, APC, of coercing Nigerian civil servants and government workers to register in the ruling party's ongoing electronic membership e-registration exercise, claiming reports from several states show public servants are being pressured, allegedly under directives linked to the APC's national leadership, to sign up as a condition for job security, career progression, or continued livelihood access. The ADC described the practice as economic coercion and forced membership, saying it violates constitutional rights to freedom of thought, conscience, and association, and undermines the neutrality and professionalism of the civil service. It warned that inflating party databases through pressure does not reflect genuine support, and called on regulatory authorities, civil society groups, and the international community to take note of what it described as potential abuse of power, data privacy violations, and human rights infringements. The APC has denied wrongdoing in response to the allegations. Eighth headline: U.S. mission announces temporary suspension of updates in Nigeria. The United States mission in Nigeria has announced a temporary halt to its routine updates on its official social media platforms, including its X, formerly Twitter account, due to a lapse in U.S. government appropriations in Washington that has triggered a partial federal funding shortfall.
The mission said it will not post regular updates until full operations are restored, but will still issue urgent safety and security information when necessary. It reassured the public that passport and visa services at the U.S. Embassy in Abuja and the consulate in Lagos will continue to operate as the situation permits, and encouraged people to consult the official U.S. travel website for service updates during the pause in communications.
Ninth headline. Filmmaker Kunle Afolayan advises men to marry multiple women. Renowned Nigerian filmmaker Kunle Afolayan stirred conversation by advising men to marry multiple women, or at least be involved with many, drawing on his personal background as the seventh child in a large polygamous family. Speaking at a movie watch party, he said his father's polygamous lifestyle helped shape his own life and success, noting he isn't even sure how many partners his father had, and that without that family structure he wouldn't exist today. Afolayan used his upbringing to justify his view, saying large family networks can have benefits, but his comments have generated debate given the cultural and social complexities around polygamy in Nigeria. 10th headline, the last headline in this news. Rivers United lose to Zambian club in CAF Champions League. Nigeria's Rivers United were beaten 1-0 at home by Power Dynamos in their CAF Champions League Group C match played at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo on Sunday. The only goal of the game came 5 minutes after the break, with Kondwani Chibari scoring for the visitors, marking Power Dynamo's first ever group stage win in the competition and lifting them to third place in the group. Rivers United, coached by Finidi George, remain winless in the tournament, sit at the bottom of the standings with just 1 point from 4 matches, and now face a tough road to qualification with upcoming fixtures against Pyramids FC of Egypt and RS Berkane of Morocco. Their hopes of reaching the knockout stage have been severely dented by the result.
And that brings us to the end of the news. If you found this update helpful, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel for timely, accurate news and analysis. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update.